Hello learner. In this video, we will learn about managing envy, jealousy, a very important and negative emotion that we experience in our lives. We will apply the principles of emotional intelligence that we have been learning in earlier videos to this emotion, which is envy. This is just to remind you the framework on which we are working, understanding emotions. Envy is again high activation and an unpleasant emotion which can make us act and do things which are not proper. Let us start by practicing the same exercise, which is we will reflect on our envy. Let us reflect on the last episode of envy that we experienced. Ask yourself, what was the event? Why you experienced envy? What was the thought you had? And what did you do when you experienced envy? When we reflect on envy, if we spend some time thinking about why we experience jealousy and envy, it can be boiled down to one word, which is comparison. We live in a world, and the ego, which is driven by the need for survival, is constantly comparing ourselves with others. It is constantly benchmarking me with people around me and trying to judge whether I am good enough, whether I am good, I have those qualities that others have, and so on. Can I survive in this world when others have these qualities around me? I would like to remind you that envy is nothing but the art of remembering and appreciating blessings of others, but at the same time ignoring your own. While we think that others have been blessed with a lot of strengths, with a lot of good things, we fail to recognize that we also have been blessed with a lot of things. Comparisons are important in life, extremely important, but comparisons should only be used for inspiration, inspiring us to work hard, inspiring us to do better. They should never be used to harm and deflate our self belief, our self esteem. Competition. We all live in a world of competition. We are working amongst different people and we are competing with them. And oftentimes we think competition is bad, competition is something that encourages comparisons or makes us compare ourselves with others. But I would like to remind you competition is extremely important for self discovery. Let us imagine a world where there was no competition. You were free to do things that you like. You were free to get things that you wanted. You wanted a big house, you got it. You wanted a big car, you got it. You wanted to get into a big organization, you got it. You wanted to grow up in the organization, you got it. Imagine a world where you desired and you got it. What would it be? What would happen to you? We will all become lazy. We would all not put in effort required. What would happen to us? We would not even know that we are made up of these qualities. I can work hard. I can work 12 hours a day. I could persist. I could persevere. I could make efforts to achieve. And it is with these realization that we get self-belief and confidence. If we had never tested ourselves, we would never be confident about who we are. So I would like to remind you, well, competition is actually important for our own growth, for our own self-discovery, for our own finding ourselves. It's an opportunity to find ourselves. So look at competition as an opportunity to find ourselves rather than something where we have to pull others down. In a two competition, your competitor is actually your friend who is pushing you to work hard and realize who you are made up of. Well, when we look at comparisons, next time you compare yourself with somebody else and feel bad or low about who you are, remind yourself of who you were 10 years ago, what you were doing, and just remind yourself of the distance you have covered, the achievements you've had, the strengths you've got, the blessings you've got in the last 10 years. There's a very interesting study where two groups of people were asked to evaluate a competitor's idea. The first group was asked to evaluate, while the second group was told, before you evaluate, remind yourself of your strengths. It was found that the group that reminded itself of its strength was willing to spend more time and effort in understanding what the competitors were doing. They were more open to actually finding out what the competition was doing. They were not closed. They were not fearful. They were not envious about what others were doing. So it is very important to realize that envy is only because of comparison, and those comparisons drive lack of belief. To summarize, next time when you experience envy, remind yourself that I can do better. I should remember my own strengths. I should remember the goals that I want to work towards. I should not compare myself and feel low. Rather, I should compare myself and inspire myself to work hard, to learn and grow. That's the rethinking that we must apply to envy. Envy should never be driven by comparisons, because comparisons should serve only one purpose, and that is inspiration. Next time when you are envious, try these alternate thoughts and you will be able to manage your envy better. You will be able to act in a more thought through manner. Thank you.